Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt. Today we're thrilled to welcome special guest Taylor Richard, Area Vice President of Sales for Heart to Heart Hospice. She's going to be breaking down the highs, lows, and myths and questions you may have been too afraid to ask about hospice. Plus, she'll share her meaningful legacy about her family, whether you're navigating decisions now or want to understand hospice better. Listen up. First, we're going to talk to Joseph Warren about the financial focus. He's with Financial Planning HQ. Joseph and his team specialize in helping folks build a clear, confident path to their financial future. They use a process that is not about product sales or gathering assets to manage, but really giving the best advice possible to a select number of clients. Today's Financial Planning HQ Financial Focus with Joseph Warren is, are you making financial mistakes in retirement? Joseph, what's the first mistake you want to mention?
Yeah, today I want to go over 5 or 6 financial mistakes. And the question is, are you making these financial mistakes? So the number one financial mistake I want to start with is one of the smaller ones, but it can have a huge impact. And it's only having a vague idea of what you want your retirement to be like. So you kind of have like this vague idea of maybe I'll be on a beach, sipping some drinks or something, but not getting to the purpose and why behind your financial decisions and what you're doing. And that's why we're really adamant about the financial roadmap process. My father, Steve, my brother, Jacob, I have been talking about that process a lot. And I think it's funny because it's a hard process to describe. So I thought I would describe it with some of the processes that I saw early in my career. Yeah,
looks like you're going to give us the inside scoop of the financial industry. What are some of those processes that you saw?
Yeah. One of them that we really didn't like was kind of like fear-based. And it started with highlighting a problem and then asking questions and really drilling down into that problem. So say someone was paying a 1% fee for a financial product they didn't need, and it was $1 million in there. We would ask them, how much does that cost you? And they would say, that's $10,000 a year. Well, how much will that cost you over 20 years? That's $200,000. And with compound interest, if you could invest that, how much would that be worth? $500,000. That really never resonated with us. It was kind of like guilt tripping. But that was one process that we were taught early on. I remember in a conference room nearby the airport here by a big financial company for how to run a discovery meeting, was really hone in on the problem and make people feel bad about it.
Well, that is a lot of money.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we want to stop people from making mistakes and save them money. But we believe in an inspirational approach, and that's why we use the financial roadmap, where instead of being about us and our credentials and our years of experience, it's really about the client. So we don't talk about our why. We like to say we really want to dig deep and see what the client's why is. What do they want to achieve with their money? What impact do they want to have? What legacy do they want to leave? What are those guiding principles that they have when it comes to making decisions with their money? We start there instead of talking about the market and other things. Then we drill down on your goals and what's important to you. And then we look at the numbers.
Right.
Instead of just, thinking that people are just numbers as well. That's another process I saw where it was just all about how much do you have in life insurance? How much do you have in a 401k? We need to know your numbers, but that's the last step that we do. And then if it makes sense, we make an offer to help you make that financial roadmap, that vision, a reality.
Well, that's a real personalized approach. What's another mistake people make in retirement, planning for retirement?
Yep. I think one is just not having a clear plan for that transition where you're taking, years of paychecks. All your life you've had steady paychecks coming in, and you're having to create a paycheck off of your assets. So really turning your savings and investments into a reliable and safe retirement paycheck that's optimized for taxes and is going to last you for the rest of your life. Now, we have a proprietary software that we use for this. We run many different scenarios. But really what it comes down to is there's a lot of factors in there that people sometimes miss. There's IRMA limits. There's Roth conversions. Each year is an opportunity to do Roth conversions. There's a taxation of Social Security. All these different things. And I don't want to overwhelm people, but our clients don't want to deal with that. Our clients are people who really just want us to worry about the chaos behind the scenes and come to them and say, this is the best course of action to make for your retirement paycheck this year. This is the best course to make in future years. Here's how we're going to set this up. Go enjoy your life. Spend time with your grandkids. Go on the beach if that's what you want to do. But really, that's what we're about.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt discussing retirement mistakes with Joseph Warren with Financial Planning HQ. What are some other financial mistakes people make when planning for retirement?
I see this one a lot. You may be able to relate, but taking disjointed advice from multiple sources. Sometimes I'll have people come and, they saw a YouTube video about Social Security, and it's good advice in general for the masses, but it doesn't really make sense for their situation. Sometimes I'll see people say, and then sometimes it's just fear-based, like I'm going to take it at 62, even though I have longevity in my family, because I think it's going to run out of money. Mm-hmm. While it's true that there are issues with it, in the past they've always come together and come to some sort of compromise. And usually it's not the retirement age people who pay for it, it's the people who don't vote, the younger people.
One of my favorite sayings is don't believe everything you think.
Exactly.
Some of my clients, they like to get advice from multiple people, and then they do the analysis themselves.
Yeah.
But they could be missing some of those things that they don't know about that you just mentioned.
Yeah. I think there's a proverb, there's wisdom in many different advisors, but I think what we want to do is take all that information and make it into a clear strategy so you know exactly what you need to do. And then we take into account everything. So the reason it's not, you don't want to take disjointed advice, and what we do that differs from that is we get a team of experts, the best CPAs possible, money managers who have really good returns and do a great job. And we get them all together, and they have input on the plan, but it's just one coherent plan. There's no conflicted advice. There's no one person saying, don't do a Roth conversion because you have to pay taxes this year, and one person saying, be aggressive with them. Mm-hmm. It's one strategy. You know exactly what to do. At the end of the day, it's about what the clients came to us wanting. They want peace of mind. They want security, and they want to live life on their terms. So
yeah, it's like the old saying that every problem that a carpenter can solve is with a hammer.
Yep.
And so you have a financial planner and a CPA thinking the same way. You might have to remind them of what the client's goals are.
Yeah.
That doesn't follow my client's goals, so let's come up with another idea that does.
Yeah. And it's rare for everyone's financial professionals to even know the goals. Some skip over it. Mm-hmm. Some are just like, I'm going to give you this life insurance policy, but maybe I don't need to know your long-term goals. But we make sure every professional knows your goals and that everything's aligned, because we believe everything is interrelated when it comes to finances.
Awesome. I've seen things like that before in my estate planning practice. Sometimes people have ideas that make sense by themselves but don't really fit their situation.
Yep.
And that's what you were just talking about.
Yeah. That reminds me of a big mistake, which is not having your estate planning done, mm-hmm. which is surprisingly common. But even when people have it done, sometimes we'll notice their beneficiaries are either out of date or don't align with their estate plan. I think you told me the story, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was you, but about somebody who never updated their beneficiaries, and when they passed away, instead of their money going to his kids, it went to his ex-wife. And that's years of hard work, building generational wealth, going outside of the family because you didn't do a simple form.
Yeah, if your estate plan is your beneficiary designation, it would make sense to be focused on that.
Yeah.
An estate plan, like any plan, can be out of date and not address the problem it's intended to solve because circumstances change, and so plans need to change.
Definitely.
What's the absolute biggest mistake people make in retirement in less than 30 seconds?
Not calling me at 210-444-2128. No, I'm just kidding. It's not having a clear, coherent strategy for every aspect of your finances. It's really just, thinking that these things aren't interrelated. So it's important to have a clear strategy so you can achieve what you want to achieve. I think of clients who used to come to me stressed, and now they've retired earlier than intended, and they come to me joking around, having fun, just from being with their grandchildren, spending all day taking care of them. Yeah. And that's their stress now, instead of worrying about whatever reports they had to get done at work or whatever their job was. So
Yeah.
really, if you want to save time and make great decisions with your money, call me at 210-444-2128. We're accepting 2 new clients in August, and we'd love to speak with you, 210-444-2128.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.